update you on a story that's been in circulation for a few weeks now, but it's about allegations of an alleged surveillance device which we're told, allegedly, the DA administration in the city of Johannesburg is set up to spy on politicians. Reports of this controversial machine have been traced back to 2016. Well, that's when the DA, you'll recall, first took control of Johannesburg in that coalition agreement at the time. The mayor from the Democratic Alliance was Herman Mashaba. Current mayor, Mpho Phalatse, has said that the State Security Agency is looking into the allegations. We can now speak to Mabine Seabe, who is spokesperson for, he's in fact Director of Communications, that's the correct title, in the city of Johannesburg. Mabine, a very good afternoon to you. Welcome to Daytime Update. As I was saying at the top, these allegations of a so-called grabber device have been in circulation for about a month now. That's when the smaller opposition parties accused you of spying. Why are you setting the record straight today?
It was important that we set the record straight because up until now, we've been mostly quiet because we've wanted formal processes to unfold before we brief the people of the residents of Johannesburg. And this is the outcome of the executive mayor when these allegations first arose, writing to the State Security Agency to proactively investigate this matter. And on Tuesday, the executive mayor received a report from the State Security Agency stating that the city of Johannesburg does not use nor does it own any spy equipment.
So are you saying this device does not exist or it's not owned by the city?
The city has certain surveillance equipment that is in line with its mandate to protect its security. This is not devices used to spy on anyone, nor can it be configured to spy on anyone. The devices that are used to detect if there's eavesdropping equipment, to see if rooms are bugged, to see if there are Bluetooth devices that are connected to certain equipment that should not be there. And this equipment is in line with the mandate of the city of Johannesburg to secure and keep the city safe.
So, just to be clear, are you saying there is a grabber, it's just not been used to intercept on or spy on people in council? Is that what you're saying?
There's no grabber.
There's no grabber. So
there's no grabber that exists in the city of Johannesburg.
Right. So the smaller political parties had even taken this issue up with police now. Now that you've had this report that you say has come from State Security clarifying where things stand, have you been able to speak with the parties that accuse the city of spying?
Well, I mean, these parties that have been peddling these lies, which include rogue state officials, will be dealt with the various policies and regulations of the city through the city manager's office, as well as the speaker of council, because these are very wild allegations to make against the city. Words like fraud, corruption, and espionage have been used and leveled against the executive mayor, the multi-party government, as well as the speaker. These utteration can be used to damage the image of the city. And it must be seen in the context of a fight-back campaign against those who are against the chiefest unit, which is in the main a unit within the city to fight corruption. So it's clear that the multi-party government is starting to close the taps, and those who have been benefiting from corrupt practices are now using all means, including the media, to peddle these lies around the city of Johannesburg. But we consider this matter now behind us, and we're truly focused on ensuring that we're able to repair and rebuild the city of Johannesburg.
So Seabe then, who was the head of the unit placed at the center of the alleged illegal purchase of this grabber, he's now resigned, taking up a post in the SAPS. But I'm sure you've seen the report from the city press that then carried a report where they said that in his resignation letter, Seabe was scathing in his criticism. The piece goes on to say that he wrote that he was disappointed by the way in which the allegations were handled, that he'd procured intelligence gathering equipment without the approval of the State Security Agency, among other contentions. They say Seabe wrote that the city had left him to his own devices with no intervention or support. Is that true?
Well, we are looking at ensuring that, for instance, that GFIS is insulated from political antics such as this. We want to ensure that this is an independent body. In fact, I'd say that the relationship that the city has with Major General Seabe is a cordial one. In fact, I was on the phone with him this morning as well as yesterday to brief him on what we'll be doing today. And we sat in the same boardroom a week ago where he's assisting the city with corruption in the housing sector. So whilst there may have been differences in approach in how the city manages this, we are looking at it retrospectively to ensure that there are mechanisms in place to protect those who serve at GFS, including the commissioner of that unit.
But he did say when he left that he felt let down by the handling of the allegations, did he not?
Well, you'd need to speak with General Seabe about his feelings around that matter.
I'm asking you about the letter, Mabine. Apologies. I'm asking you about what he said in his resignation letter based on what was quoted in this report, not just feeling that may have been put forward in a conversation. I'm asking you if in his letter he said that he'd felt let down and not supported when he left due to the way in which the city was handling these allegations.
Well, I mean, as I stated, we are looking at mechanisms to ensure that the GFS unit is insulated from political machinations of this nature. Unfortunately, in many cases, when an accused is accused in their capacity as an official, the city would generally provide legal support. But unfortunately, the mechanisms weren't in place to allow that. Hence, we're reviewing these mechanisms, and we've expressed this to General Seabe in many instances. So his disappointment is valid, and we're looking to correct this going forward so that it does not happen to another employee of the city, especially those involved in corruption-busting efforts.
He felt when he left that the city had lost trust and confidence in him and regards him as lacking integrity, professional ethics, and conduct worthy of a person occupying the office of the stature of Group Head of Forensic and Investigation Services. That's another quote that I'm taking from that City Press article out a few days ago. How did you smooth that over now that you're saying you're going to do better?
The executive mayor today, in her articulation, stated that this saga had come at a great cost to General Seabe, and she had thanked him for his service in setting up the GFS and ensuring that GFS is strong, that it may continue even without the Major General leading this particular unit. The mayor also went further to say that the people of South Africa can sleep slightly better, knowing that there's a man of General Seabe's integrity and caliber serving at the national levels of the police fighting crime, especially those that involve corruption.
Mabine, Director of Communications in the City of Johannesburg, good to have your time. Thank you.